Hey everybody, we're going to do a very brief update on BTC today, just to do a quick recap of some things we've been talking about this week. So tomorrow is the monthly close, October 1st, Saturday. That upcoming week, anywhere between the 1st, the 7th, 8th, somewhere around there, maybe as far as the 11th or 12th, we will see a swing failure of the lows, according to my analysis, where we, get this, basically this move down like this, and it's actually going to be bouncing off of a trend line we have here, and this daily level, right? Taking out this low, grabbing liquidity, and then getting our move up. Essentially, we're in this massive range here. So if we pull that up as well, basically deviation of the range, move back up to the range if we gain acceptance. Now, if price does get to this point and we simply continue falling, obviously this analysis is invalidated and we'll have to reevaluate. So ultimately what I'm going to do is, if during the first week of October, around that time frame that I was talking about, if we are to see a move down here into this zone and I start to see a bottom formation or something that says that we will see some degree of a reversal, then I will look to long. Okay. And then we also have, interestingly enough, we also have a another falling wedge in addition to our macro falling wedge here, which again aligns very nicely with swing failing this low sometime in that first week of October. So altogether, I'm really, I'm seeing a lot of things I like as we lead up to this swing failure pattern that I've been talking about for a very, very long time, right? Also giving us our wave five of a reverse impulse wave that we've been following since the 69K top. Okay. I do want to zoom in here and just talk briefly about what we were looking at here. Ultimately, let's see here. We'll pull up the range point of control. We were talking about looking for a move to the range point of control and then a brief move down. And if we just zoom in here, I'll kind of walk you through what we saw happen. So we were talking about, people were saying we had some bearish divergence here on the RSI that actually didn't register until we had this move. And what happened here is there was a lot of shorts building up on here, and we actually had CVD bullish divergence, which gave us this move up, ultimately a liquidity grab, failing to even reach the range point of control, which is a sign of weakness. And then simply consolidating for a long period of time, getting this move up and so on and so forth, before then, coming back down. And if we want to, we can take a little bit of a closer look at that. And here's kind of what we would see. Ultimately, we're in this channel here. Price gets its move up. It consolidates at the bottom of the channel. Back test the value area high, the VA of the range, before then losing the upwards channel, finding support at the val, back testing the channel here, and now here we are. So really this, and I talked about this yesterday in the live stream, it's what I think is very interesting is focusing on catching efficient moves. Okay, so I shorted here and I watched price go to here, back up to here, back up, and then at this point I was going to sleep. But I had watched all this price action, and ultimately what did I do? I simply closed my trade. I took my profits here. I was happy with my profits. And then I closed my trade somewhere around here, simply because I was going to bed and price was just, it was an inefficient move, and I wasn't sure if we would get a rotation back up or if we were going to go down or what was going to be happening. And I guess here's the point I'm trying to make is that shorting here was fine. And yeah, I did make some good profits, but shorting here, even though it was not as good of an entry, this was a better trade, because what happened? We caught an efficient move that is now bringing us down. I would rather have caught this move than trade here and hold it through all of this, you know, over the course of, you know, 8 hours or whatever this is here, just to then catch this move down later, right? And so where was the setup for this? I think, you know, taking this as a trade down to here was great. And then I think, you know, following this channel and looking for a breakdown and a retest for then the short was the trade, right? This was an excellent trade. And unfortunately, this was a little too early for me. I was not awake at the time. And so now, you know, we can see we're getting a move back down to the range value area low. And we do have some degree of a channel that's formed here, right? We'll go to our 4 hour. We do have some degree of a channel that's been forming here. You know, if I just go ahead and I'll hide some of this to clear it out. That we can see we just simply hit the midpoint, right? We had some consolidation at the top of the channel, down to the bottom. Attempted breakout, back in, acceptance, right? Bottom of the bottom zone that we've been ranging in with a deviation. Similarly to here, right? This is sort of inverse. We had this consolidation here, boom, a move down. We have this consolidation here, a move up, and now we're sort of at this point that we're at here, right? Coming back down to the bottom of the range, in which, because it's the end of the week, I had told you guys I'm gonna long this, keep longing these, and taking profit here. And I did that for, I mean, like literally a week. I got like 4 trades out of it or whatever it was. Now that it's the end of the week and the first week of October is coming close, I am not going to be longing the bottom of the range, because we could see something like this where we simply consolidate here. And then, you know, that first week hits the monthly open, we get to the first week, and then we get our move down. So I'm not going to be longing this anymore. I am now looking for our zone, our target zone down here, right? And there's a couple more things I want to point out too that we did talk about in the live stream, and that's a lot of the reason that I'm doing this analysis today. This area here is very reminiscent of this area here. Okay, and I took a fractal of this area and I brought it down here, and I want you to just look at how similar this price action is between the two, where we are making these lows, and the whole point of doing this is to build liquidity, by the way. And then we get this move up, which helps build more liquidity, right? And now we're rounding out for our move down. Okay, you can see that there are very, 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 very similar scenarios. And the whole point of me showing them to you is I want you to understand that all of these moves down here, what is happening, and I'll walk you through this. People are longing this area, right? They get a move up, they come down here. More people are longing, right? They continue to long this zone. So what does that mean? Where are these people putting their stop losses? Where is their liquidity price? Well, that would be here, below the low, right? So in doing this, we are building liquidity at the low for us to then come down and grab, okay? And that's, you know, that's ultimately what price wants to do, is it wants to take liquidity, you know, to grab liquidity, to do stop hunts and things like that. So this is building up very, very nicely. And like I said, you know, that's similar to what we saw up here, where we built up all this liquidity and then we came down and grabbed it, right? We even had a similar scenario up here. I very, very clearly remember building up these lows and people saying, nope, we're going to come down here and we're going to grab the liquidity. Well, what happened first? We got to move up. Okay, same thing here. People say, oh, we're going to grab these lows. Well, what happened? We got to move up first. Okay, then we came down. We go over here. Oh, we're going to grab these lows. What happened? We got to move up. and now we can look to grab that liquidity, right, coming up this week. So stay on your toes, be prepared, keep an eye out for this deviation to the downside, and do remember, please remember that we are looking for a deviation, okay? A deviation, a swing failure pattern, some sort of a bottoming formation to happen in this zone. If we do not see that and price continues to follow, we need to reevaluate and develop some new analysis, because this wouldn't have then worked out, okay? So next week I will be very active. I'll walk you guys through this step by step in the Discord. We'll keep an eye on this because this could be a massive opportunity. In the meantime, stay safe, especially with your longs. And I recommend just being patient as we near this key zone.